I'm going to wrap this pretty little, almost clear glass stone here. That line, you can see that's actually the hole drilled through it. That's how clear it is. The hole showed up. Anyway, I don't like this batch of silver. It's really harsh and it kinks a lot. It's not smooth. I wanted to do copper, but this is just going to look so good in silver. I'm going to muscle it through for you guys. So this is 20 gauge, and you could do 22 also. I took about 3 feet and zoom in there. I'm just going to bring it to the middle. I like working from the middle of the wire. There we go. All right, so we're about at the middle. We're going to go crimp, crimp, make our loop at the top. When the wire's really long like this, you got to make sure you have room for it to flop around. Okay. And let's wrap it around itself one more time. And then I'm going to come down like this. Signature swirl in the front, but in the kind of the bottom. Very nice. Okay. Now we're going to come around the back, and I want to move this piece out, give it more weight and volume. So we're going to squeeze some swirls around here, squeezing these double strands together so the swirls stay side by side. They don't cross each other. Two pieces of wire always want to twist when you start messing with them. They always want to twist around each other. And then we'll come around and do a swirl the other way. You might get a little twist. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you don't care too much. Depends on the look you're going for. So I'm doing this pattern where I twist it one way and then twist it the other way, twist it one way, twist it the other way. And you can just do this for a while without anchoring it. Eventually you're going to have to anchor it or it'll be too flimsy. But you can do this for a while to go up one side. See, these loops are a little bit like square. They're not like super smooth round, and that's because this wire is not soft like some of the previous silver wire, but whatever, it's kind of fun. So I'm up at the top now. I'm going to wrap it around the top loop once to anchor it. See, now that's anchored. And I have that pretty, it looks like a floral design or leafy or whatever, whimsical. So now I can come down this other side and do the same thing if I feel like it. And again, you don't have to stick to one pattern on one side just because it's on the other. You can be asymmetrical. I feel like asymmetrical 9 times out of 10 is going to look more interesting, prettier. But then there's a balance. You try to be too crazy. Some people might still like it. Other people might be like, that's interesting. But you want to go for this balance between a little crazy and a little bit just conventionally pretty. And that's how you make a really unusual piece. See how they're like, wah, 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 wah. So that's softer wire. I'm going to do some with copper after this because this silver is like, meh. Anyway, make one big loop. This will be for the bottom. And I got to anchor it somewhere. See, down here it's still kind of tight against here on the back, so I'm going to anchor it right here. Wire's fighting me. You fight that wire. Fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it. Eventually you will win or lose. If you lose, it's because you're trying to fight the wire against its nature. If you win, it's because you figured out how to overcome the wire and you're probably working with its nature. Because, you know, sometimes wire will work really smooth with you and other times it'll just fight you. Sometimes it's just a matter of feeling which way the wire wants to flow and just kind of letting it have its way for a little while until you until you get the hang of it, and then you can command it better. All right, so I'm just kind of squeezing these loops into place. I'm going to come around the front, strengthen it more, and give it some pretty stuff covering because I have this big space in the front now to work with. This is coming out pretty good. I like this. Same pattern, twist one way, twist the other way. Make a little tight, try to make a really tight one right at the top before I end it. See how this is like really wonky now? That's because we didn't anchor it yet. Always got to anchor your wire. If you get really floppy stuff and you have nowhere to anchor it, sometimes take a thin separate piece of wire and then do your threading. That's how some of these really intricate wire wrappers will spend hours making a gorgeous piece. But I'm just going to wrap it around the top here, which I like to call the face affectionately, as if this piece is a little figure. And look at that. Perfect. Ran out of wire right at the end, right when we were ready. Cut it. Tuck in these sharp ends right into this little bowl that's what I call scarfing. You wrap the scarf around the face of the little loop at the top. And now we're just going to adjust some of these. Just move them more where we want them to be. I really wanted this loop to come down in front and just be like... Oh, and I just lost my anchor right there. See, this is what happens. You mess around and you learn and you make mistakes and you learn from the mistakes and you keep moving. I'm going to try to put that back in there. I really like to make these pieces out of a single piece of wire because that's just, it's convenient, it's fast, you can make a whole bunch of pieces, and the more you do, the better you get at it. And then when you really start refining your look, I'm going to twist this one around. Maybe. Let's see. All right, I kind of got the anchor back. It wants to escape. I don't want it to escape. I'm going to try to force this in here. Okay, that's a move I've never done ever, but I was determined. So I just grabbed the pliers in there and I just basically forced that loop to come through. And it actually worked, and I think it's pretty secure for now. Might need to add something. Much as I said, I preferred not to. Make sure your piece is never going to fall apart. Test it. Be a little rough on it, just a little bit. When you're finished, make sure there's no loose ends or pieces that are going to catch on something. So this is looking kind of fun. I'm going to say for the 5th time, I wish this wire was softer and less harsh and kinky. It's this certain kind of a batch. They told me that the silver comes out different every time, which I don't get. But in any case, this particular silver was extra hard and did not want to move and be smooth. It like makes sharp right angles, and then it won't come out of them. But anyway, I muscled it and I did my best. So there's that. I'm feeling like this on the back. This is too wonky for me. Some people would say, "Oh, that's fine," but nope. I don't want this person to get their piece stuck and to have it get ruined the 3rd day they wear it. So we're gonna add a little bit of thin wire. And when you feel like your piece is too busy and you don't want to add anything, but you still have to strengthen it, like try to find a place in the back where no one will see. Like, so this is wonky. Look at this. This loop, this little piece of wire. Connect those right there. And I'll strengthen up that whole part and you won't even see it from the front. I had to pull this out a little bit just to get it away from the stone. I wrap some of these things so tight, can't get under them later, which is a good thing. And there we go. See that wire's just sliding right in there. And that's it. I'm just going to thread it through a couple times and swirl it off and just leave it in the back here. Okay, I figured while I had that kind of a long piece of wire, I kind of went crazy and I crisscrossed it, anchoring every little part that I felt was loose, and still you can't see any of it from the front mostly. I even anchored it down here I took one of the ends, I swirled it and shoved it in somewhere you can't even see. And I just want to show you, here's my last swirl that I'm about to shove somewhere, which is right in there. Bam. So it disappears, you can't see it, it's tight. I'm even going to throw a drop of E6000 in there just to make absolutely sure. I like to have the E6000 not touch the stone if possible, just maybe have the wire touch the wire. Anyway, oh yes, I'm so happy I got this one super tight, even happier than with the design, which I also like. I'm literally figuring this out as I go. This is not, a lot of this I learn right in the moment, and this is not to say I'm better than you guys. Other artists will practice 20 times, get it down perfect, and then show you. I'm just winging it, and the point is that you should experiment, you should try that, you should not be afraid. Like, just throw yourself out there. What's the worst that could happen? You get a kink piece of wire, go to my video, it shows how you make a kink piece of wire into a cool ring. So you almost lose nothing. Anyway, let's throw this on a chain and make it awesome.